To order, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge
allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, so the purpose of this meeting is to have a hearing on the tentative agreement with the South Putnam Classroom Teachers Association. So Dr. Smith will make his comments about it, and then if any of us have questions, we have teachers representatives here. Okay.
So, very productive meeting with the over the last 2 months with the Classroom Teachers Association here at South Putnam. It's always a very good process that we go through here, and that's a reflection of the association and a reflection of us, how we handle things. So things are going extremely well until we were going through this. We're coming off of a 2-year contract. This is going to be a 1-year contract. As we know, the way things are happening in legislation and everything, a lot of unpredictable things are happening. So we wanted to just stay within the year, and then we'll see what happens next year. And then we can reevaluate in a couple of years, and maybe we can go back to the 2-year plan. But as of right now, we're going to go for the 1 year just because of changing times. So the big piece of this is that across the board, teachers are going to receive $1,000 raise, and so they're going to stay in it's the same positions on the scale. That's just going to add $1,000 to each of those positions. So, which is fantastic because I've heard other things around other schools in the area, and some may have gotten a little more, and I know several who are getting less or nothing. So this is a good thing. Then another thing, and we did some language changes as well. It's cleaned up some things. There was some old language and so forth as well, and then just some clarity of things. So paid leave credit. So in Section A, that we are updating that. So if the teachers are taking a day before, a day after a break, we cleaned up that language so there was no ambiguity in that. We've added a thing under maternity leave because of FMLA language. So that just some legal language that FMLA and maternity leave run concurrently. Then we changed a little bit of the language under the supplemental retirement account. Money's the same. It's just we wanted to clear up the language there. That's in Section C. And there's a match that the school district will do if teachers participate in it as well. So that's in there in Section C. And then in Section D, we updated the payment for unused sick days. So we want to encourage people to not utilize their sick days. So this is a way that upon retirement from the district that they will get paid for those days. And so that was new language that we wanted to make sure we had in there to encourage people not to take their days. And so that was a nice add that I think is a great benefit.
Yes.
In the day-to-day operations, but also for the teachers for not taking those days. So, and those basically get paid into the same account that when we have the 60 and over, over 60, it goes into that same thing. So, and then they can use that money however they wish at that point. So,
right.
We did make some tweaks to then the extracurricular set because we haven't touched some of those positions in several years. So we did some adjustments there. And then just the new salary schedule that reflects that $1,000 is everything else stayed the same. It's just we added $1,000 to each position. So that's basically the tentative agreement. So it took 2 months to get to that point. We did change. Oh, the big thing I should have mentioned is we did change the unit. So who is part of the bargaining unit, and that was a 36-day period because we had to do some notices, public notices, and also then it's a 30-day wait before ERB then issues their final ruling on it. And so that's what the big holdup was between the start and the finish of this. But that needed to be done, and we got that done. So
explain that to me just a little more.
So this is the collective bargain. Who is we had to change the definition of who the collective bargaining unit was and who is in it and who is not in it. And so
Okay.
when we added Heather Neese taking her from an instructional coach to our the the person in charge of all of our learning. Sorry, I just skipped my title. It's like this long. So when we did that, she then came out of that unit, but so we had to call that out. And then we also had in there that we had a technology director that wasn't part of. We don't even have a technology director on site, so we took that out. So we just cleaned that. Who belongs in under this contract? So that's what that process is.
Now, as of now, or when this changes, who is the unit or who is in the unit?
So right now it's all teachers, okay, and counselors. It's basically the two that are in there. Is there anything? Is that? Yeah. So we just wanted to make sure that no administrators or anybody under administrator contracts or anything like that was in considered under this group. So we just have to make sure that was cleaned up. So and positions that we don't even have don't need to be mentioned in it as well. So we did that. So apologize for the delay on that, but it's part of the process. Okay, that's my update.
Okay, I have a couple of questions on the ECA adjustments. Were there any new positions added? Yes. Which were they? Wrestling. Oh, girls wrestling. Yes, that's right.
Which you guys have already. Those are just add-ins after you guys had already approved those positions. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then
also robotics club.
Yes, I saw that one. So, and those positions that we have available, if they don't get filled, they
don't get paid for them.
Yeah,
right.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just saying these are the positions that we have. Unless you guys add other ones, right, that along the way, those are the ones that we have available. And like, yes, if they're not filled, we don't have enough students for that particular thing. No, they're not paid.
Okay. And then what's the Start Ed Up coordinator? I'm just curious. I don't know what that is.
That has to do with our work-based, some of our work-based learning that we're doing, and that we work in that startup ed group helps facilitate a lot of that.
Okay, so that's work.
Yes.
Okay. And is that position?
It's also entrepreneurship as well. Like our school-based businesses are going to be all run through that.
Is that new?
Yes, that's new.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Any other new ones besides wrestling, that coordinator, and what'd you say was the other one? Robotics. So 3.
Startup ed, robotics. And then also by law, we have to add in anyone who has a literacy endorsement will get $250 for having that endorsement on their salary, or not on their salary. Sorry, as an ECA, as an ECA stipend.
I don't know how many have gotten that so far as of now.
I believe 2. I think there are several working towards that though.
Yeah, probably just haven't taken the test.
Yeah, I believe there's 2. And I believe that's reflected in the numbers I shared with you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, when you guys reach an agreement, do you guys like send out highlights to the teachers so they are informed of what they're actually getting? And I didn't know. I just yeah. Right, but anybody in the union is aware of what the kind of highlights of the contract is. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Do many teachers that aren't in the association, if they're not comfortable coming with the association, can they reach out to you with any questions?
And public information,
right?
So, yeah.
Right, because you said all teachers were part of the bargaining unit, so they would have a say if they're not in the
part of the bargaining unit, but the representation is the Classroom Teacher Association.
Yeah.
So we negotiate with the Classroom Teachers Association, and they represent all teachers under the unit.
On the actual salary schedule, has there ever been any discussions at all on trying to reduce the number of years of experience? Ours is a lot higher than most contracts of neighboring corporations as far as having to wait 35 years to get to the top of your schedule. Most fall in that range of 25 to 28, 30 that I've seen. It just, that's, I mean, if everybody agrees, I mean, I just didn't know if there'd ever been any discussion, because when I look at that, I'm thinking, wow, you can, 35 years later, you can get to the top. Has anybody mentioned any talks on that one?
Not at this point.
No, that's just curious.
As things develop and the legislation changes and that type of thing, we'll continue to modify and tweak
Mhm.
that schedule. But that we've been able to work within that for the last 4 years and make adjustments. There are some levers in there as well that allow for certain things that's in the contract. So it may not reflect in the salary schedule itself, but there are other ways, other levers that can get us there. That's just where we start.
Okay, and
And open up public hearing.
yeah, are there any people in the audience who would like to make a comment at this time? You'll have 3 minutes. No, just the crickets. Okay. So unless there's something else, would you have any closing comments?
Nope. I just appreciate working with the Classroom Teachers Association. It's always a good process that we go through. So no, appreciate that.
Good.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for showing up on Saturday morning.